I am Cormac Friel. I am here performing at Just the Tonic in my own show, Breakfast Epiphanies. £5 a night, £6. Well named. Come on, you've got to come along. And, next question.
Next question is, how do you feel about your name? What kind of relationship do you have with your name?
Funny that it's Cormac, it's Friel. Most people have heard of Cormac McCarthy. That's the Cormac. Okay, I'm on my way to try to make it known to be the second famous Cormac. I did try that quite a lot. I hated the name when I grew up because, you know, you're boring as a child. You wanted to be David or Sean or something quite common. But then actually as I got older, I quite like it, you know. Despite not being particularly famous, you Google Cormac, I'm probably one of the first on there, which is great. So I've learned to love that one. Friel, it's a little... I discuss it in my show. Whenever I'm going to become a famous actor, I'm actually going to ditch the name Friel for another. You'll have to come along and hear about that.
The funny thing is, the next thing I was going to ask you is, have you ever considered having another name?
Oh yes, of course. Only professionally. I would still be known, you know, among my friends and family, of course, by my actual birth name. I was only going to change it for professional reasons, of course. Additionally, there was a time when, obviously, when I was still working my professional life before I turned to comedy, where you realise you're doing both of them and you realise, okay, I say certain things on stage I wouldn't want future prospective employers to know about, so I kind of wanted to possibly change my name as well, so that when Googled in my new name nothing would appear. So yes, I definitely have considered changing that. Just the latter, of course. Stick with Cormac.
And what about, how did you come to title your show? Like, what's the relevance of the title of your show?
Well, basically I have...
Sorry, what is the title of your show first?
Breakfast Epiphanies. Yes, it is catchy. I toyed with various other names actually. I was sitting there, it's about me realising things at breakfast time. Two things, there were two epiphanies where little things made me realise much bigger, grander experiences. One of which was that I would not win an Oscar, and another was basically why I was okay with it. I came to the name, I was just trying to think, you have to have a clever wordplay. I thought of breakfast, I looked up absolutely every idiom or film that breakfast came into. I saw Breakfast at Tiffany's. I typed Tiffany, words that rhyme with Tiffany, into Google. I found the word Epiphanies, it fit perfectly, and I danced around my room, as I'm sure you can imagine.
And how would you feel if someone close to you changed their first name?
Oh, I don't know. I'm a bit too self-absorbed for that. I don't really care about other people's lives. I'd deal with it, I guess. I often get names wrong. I feel that happens in Edinburgh quite frequently. Judy's my technician. I apologise to Judy. I've taken to calling her Julie the longer I get to know her. I never made that mistake in the beginning. So names of other people aren't important to me at all, so that'd be good.
Okay, and then
that's a long-winded one, but... The
last thing I wanted to ask you is, so as my show is about me changing my name,
of course.
What question do you have that I will answer in the show?
Okay, well, you messaged me about the fact that you're going out with an Irish boyfriend. I talked about why Irish people hate weddings in my show. You loved that bit. You felt it explained why your boyfriend hates weddings. If he ever does pop the question and you're walking down the aisle, will you take his?
Thank you, Cormac.